Downtown Woodstock is quickly becoming one of the most desirable areas in North Metro Atlanta. Just decades ago, Woodstock was a quiet town that didn't get much attention from people moving to this area. Even today, you can still find parts of Woodstock that are completely undeveloped and covered in fields of pine trees. Which begs the question, what in the world is happening in downtown Woodstock that is attracting so many people? Well, for starters, the amount of shopping and restaurants you can find there is a welcomed change of pace in comparison to the rest of the city. And then add to that the amount of homes that have been built within walking distance to this area, and what you get is a live, work, and play area that is becoming very popular in many cities around Atlanta. But Woodstock has a secret. Something that keeps people coming back over and over and is rarely found in Metro Atlanta cities anymore. So today we're talking about why Woodstock is so popular and what keeps people coming back for more. What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Victor. I'm a local real estate agent here in Georgia, and I put out weekly videos all about what it's like to live in Atlanta, Georgia, and the surrounding cities. If you're thinking about moving to Atlanta or just want to know what it's like to live here, feel free to call, text me, email me anytime. I'm more than happy to help. I'm so thankful for everyone who has reached out to me asking me about living in Atlanta. My favorite thing to do in the world is help people get acquainted with my hometown. With that being said, let's talk about a very unique city, Woodstock, Georgia. Woodstock is located like on the very outskirts of Metro Atlanta. Some might even say it's not really part of Metro Atlanta, just really depends on who you ask. It's pretty far out. From Woodstock to Atlanta, it's probably about a 45-minute to an hour commute. So if you're working in Midtown Atlanta and living in Woodstock, you really should expect quite a long commute from Woodstock into Midtown. Woodstock is in the northwest part of Metro Atlanta, and so Woodstock is also in Cherokee County, so a little bit away from the city of Atlanta. A very common city that we talk about here on the channel is Marietta. For comparison, Marietta is in Cobb County, and Cherokee County is even farther than Cobb County. So certainly something to consider, and is really one of the things that makes Woodstock so unique. Its distance to Atlanta provides for a very rural atmosphere, like a rural setting, but you can find homes and home values that are great, especially considering the distance to all the amenities that Woodstock has to offer. And then downtown Woodstock is not really like in the middle of Woodstock, because Woodstock has a kind of a funny shape to it. So I wouldn't say that downtown is in the middle of the city, but it is like in the main part, in the heart of the city of Woodstock. Some of the main roads that run through downtown Woodstock are Main Street and Arnold Mill Road. Now, downtown Woodstock is not a very big area. Like if you're comparing it to downtown Atlanta, it's not even close. Downtown Woodstock is super tiny. Really just 2 or maybe 3 main roads that run through downtown Woodstock. The thing is Woodstock, for the most part, is a kind of a quiet town. Lots of trees, very rural setting. You know, most of the homes have large lots because it's so spread out. There's so much space in Woodstock. There's not a whole lot of retail. There's not a whole lot of commercial areas. In comparison to the rest of the city of Woodstock, downtown is super different. You know, all of the commercial areas, the restaurants, the shopping, all in one little area there. And it has all been built maybe in the last 10, 20, at most 30 years. If you're ever in this area, some recommendations for restaurants. Freight on Tap is an awesome restaurant there right off of the railroad tracks. It looks like it maybe used to be an old train station, which really gives the restaurant a ton of character. You can literally be on the patio of this restaurant and hear and see the train passing right by as you're eating, which can get pretty loud, but really adds a very unique aspect to this restaurant. And then Century House is also a great restaurant there. And then Reformation Brewery is also a great spot. A few things about downtown Woodstock that you should know. First of all, the traffic there is absolutely horrible. There's really only 2 or 3 main roads that go through downtown Woodstock, so there's not a lot of space. The traffic there can get really bad, especially nights and weekends. Also, parking is almost impossible to find there. You really have to park quite a ways away, so lots of walking involved when you're going to downtown Woodstock. There are, however, plans to build a parking deck there in downtown Woodstock, which absolutely will help out with the parking situation there. Another thing you should know is that Woodstock is really a mixed bag of age of homes. Like I said, Woodstock has a lot of history, and so there are a lot of homes there built in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, but there's also a lot of new construction there because of the amount of popular demand that there is for the city of Woodstock. New construction is popping up all over the place in Woodstock, especially around the downtown area. Even within walking distance to downtown, there is new construction there. Average price range around $500,000, lots of townhomes. And again, that's an average. I mean, some of the homes there around downtown may be as high as $600,000 or $700,000. 500 is just really an average. And so you'd be within walking distance to the downtown area, which is great. But then also you'd be having a higher price tag. If we look at the rest of the city of Woodstock, the average price range is closer to $400,000. You can certainly find homes in the city of Woodstock as low as $300,000 or $350,000. When you compare this home value to the rest of Metro Atlanta, these home values are awesome. I mean, it's pretty much impossible to find a home as low as $300,000 anywhere in Metro Atlanta unless we go as far out as the city of Woodstock. That super wide range in the age of homes there in Woodstock can really throw a lot of people off, especially when you're seeing like the new construction and you're seeing all of the history involved in Woodstock. It can kind of be confusing, which brings me to the secret that Woodstock has that not many other suburbs have. Woodstock has lots of rich history. This certainly is one of the things that makes downtown Woodstock so unique and so special. It has an awesome feel because we still have that historical value that's being preserved there in downtown Woodstock, but we also have the new shopping, the new restaurants that everybody loves and is super popular. And the downtown area there is great, but that historical value is something unique that not many other suburbs in Atlanta have. The age of the homes there in Woodstock and the home values are certainly one of the best parts of the city. If you want to know more about the home values and neighborhoods there, check out this video where I went on a tour of Woodstock neighborhoods. See you in the next video.